All right, my Aquarius friends, how are you today? Aaron here bringing you your monthly horoscope for August of 2020. Starting off the month, we've got a full moon in your sign. All right, on the 3rd of August, we have the moon at 11 degrees. We've got the sun at 11 degrees of Leo. Okay, so for you, again, this is your first house, highlighting your 1st and 7th. This is about you and your relationships. All right, you got the sun in your 7th house this month, which is all about relationships. Okay, your relationships with other people. This is your long-term committed partnerships. Okay, so the sun is shining its light on the long-term partnerships. The emotional moon, the emotional need, is here focused on you. Okay, so the outside relationships are shining inward towards self. Okay, where it's putting your need and your focus is towards self. Okay, you got to take care of number 1 this month. All right, now Mercury will be headed into your 7th house on the 4th. Okay, Mercury, our planet of communication, insight, knowledge, trading goods, all of these things, entering your 7th house. Again, this is a house of partnerships. Could be romance, could be business partnerships. Either way, the talk is coming. So we're talking about, making things solidified. Okay, we want to make them concrete. And here in the sign of Leo, it's really exciting as you have a lot of fire and passion in these things that you want to make concrete and take to the next step. Okay, now Mercury will only be in the sign of Leo for about 15 days, and then it's going to jump into Virgo here on the 19th. But before that, we're going to have the new moon here on the 18th. Okay, Leo new moon. So here, and again, this is about partnerships. This is about commitment to your partnerships. Okay, that Leo sun, that wants to commit. And it also wants to be playful. Okay, so this is like, let's go out and do things. Let's not just make, whether that's business or pleasure, romance. The ego wants to play. The ego wants to express and have fun. So this is like, we can bring work and fun together. We can bring an exciting amount of energy into this. It doesn't have to be, a sterile kind of a relationship, whatever kind of relationship it is that you're getting into. So we're going to have the moon, the sun, and Mercury all conjunct together in your 7th house. Okay, so this is your emotional needs as well as self showing up for your partner, as well as communicating about partnerships. Again, this could be romance or business, whatever kind of partnerships are going on in your life. So it's entirely up to you. Either way, very favorable aspects in terms of relationship with yourself and other people. As well, we're going to have a really cool grand fire trine happening here from the 10th till the 22nd. Okay, so the 10th of August to the 22nd of August. This trine is going to be the south node in Sagittarius, Mars over there in Aries, and the sun in Leo in your 7th house. Okay, so 11th house right here for you, Sagittarius. 11th house is where this is about community, right? This is about the community, and the south node is about release. So there's something about releasing or letting go, afraid to show your face in certain crowds, or who knows, could be any of these, either way, this is about an emotional release. Okay, and you are showing up here for other people this month. Okay, now the other side of the trine is down here to Mars in your 3rd house. We're going to talk a lot about Mars this month as well as the next 6 months. Mars is home in Aries, and it's going to be here until January of 2021. It will retrograde in September 11th or 12th. All right, so it's going to be occupying this space in space for quite some time. All right, so Mars in your 3rd house, this is actively and aggressively seeking knowledge, seeking information, seeking communication. Well, the positive thing about that is Mercury here is entering your 7th house. So this is a trine down here to Mars, actively seeking and moving forward in a place of communication, and Mercury, the planet of communication, here in the 7th house, also trine to the south node. So something that this could be is you've been wanting that relationship, you've been wanting that partnership, wanting the business partnership or the romance in your life, and something about you has been afraid to take it to the next step, afraid to come out, afraid to communicate with that person that you have a little crush on, or whatever it is. It doesn't have to be romance. There's plenty of people that watch this that are, in long-term committed partnerships already. But you understand that there's other areas of life where there are partnerships, not just in romance. So this could be in that side for you. So all that being said, this is a release of something, letting go of information, letting go of something that's no longer serving us, and finding the fire, the passion, the drive, the energy, and the action in order to make moves. Okay. And it's a mental game too, with Mars down there in the 3rd house. Okay. You're actively seeking this information. You're actively wanting to communicate to what? We follow that trine. You're wanting to communicate to the community, as well as wanting to communicate to that partner, to the lover, to the business partner, to your boss, to your employees, whatever it may be. Okay. So that connection between the Sun, the South Node, and Mars will be happening from the 10th to the 22nd. It's a very awesome grand trine. You're going to be very fired up. Okay. Now the rest of the meat, before I get to the rest of the meat, Venus here, sweet Venus, will finally be leaving Gemini. Mercury retrograded in Cancer, Venus retrograded in Gemini. And now we're fully moving out here. So Venus is going to enter the sign of Cancer. Venus is going to enter your 6th house. It's a sweet place for it to be. Okay. Because it's emotional. It's a need for our emotions to express our emotions. It's a need. It's a want to love. It's a want to be emotional. It's looking for that companionship, for that compassion, looking for that empathy, enjoying and falling in love with the people that are empathetic and that do care. Okay. So Venus entering your 6th house. Also, it's about falling in love with the work that you do to other people, to the work that you do for other people. Okay, could be to other people. I don't know what you do. So this is really falling in love with the acts of service that you're putting out there into the world. Okay, really powerful, really potent. Now, the meat of the next 6 months is right here. Mars square Jupiter, Mars square Pluto, Mars square Saturn, Mars conjunct Eris. Okay, and this is in your 12th house. Completions and endings, ending of karmic cycles. All right. How are we going to expand? How are we going to change and transform our lives? What new structures are we going to put into place? What boundaries are we going to implement? All right. This being in your 12th house, again, of karmic completions and endings, square to knowledge and information, Mars, the aggressor, moving forward, seeking knowledge, seeking communication. Okay. 3rd house. This is big for you, my Aquarian friends. This is unique to you because of Eris here. Eris is all about, Eris is the goddess of discord. Okay. And there'll be a video at the very end of this that'll pop up, and then of an Eris video, okay? I put out a couple months back. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Goes a little bit more in detail about what Eris is. So Eris, the goddess of discord, it's about information, the information that's been given to us, okay? This being in your 3rd house is about information, okay? So you're actively seeking information, actively seeking communication. Now, what Eris does is says, well, how are you going to respond to the information that you've received? Right? You get an attaboy or an attagirl, you perk up, life's good, You get a bad dog, we go down. How are we responding to this? Are we responding? Are we barking back? Are we biting back? Are we being compassionate? That's what sweet Venus wants us to do as she's entering the sign of Cancer. It's like there's always a little remaining something this year that's always just been in Cancer. Just like, hey, don't forget to be loving, don't forget to be compassionate, don't forget to be caring, set up your boundaries, but at the same time, forgive people. All right. So how do we choose to respond to information? And Chiron down there in Aries as well is part of this, that between the two is just like, well, sometimes we don't always respond, or we don't, it's instinctual. We don't have an awareness of a response. You know, for a newborn child, fresh out of the womb, you can, you know, rub the child's cheek and it thinks it's a nipple and it wants to nurse. You know, this child has never been given this information before, right? It's instinctual. Or if I throw a piece of paper at you, you're gonna blink. It's instinctual. It's not trained. It doesn't matter if you're 0 days old or if you're 108. It's a natural reaction. Okay, so how we're naturally reacting and responding to the information that we're receiving, okay, is going to be on trial. And there is a karmic entanglement, a karmic a karmic entanglement, a quantum entanglement, okay, same thing, whatever, between how we're receiving communication, how we're firing back. I mean, this is a sign of Aries. This is Mars. Mars is home. Mars is an aggressive planet. Or, you know, there can be a bit of agitated, aggressive communications. And it's up to us to add that buffer. And for you, with it being so much about karma, you know, how you respond over the next 6 months, August is leading us for the next 6 months, leading us into January of 2020, okay? So the next 6 months, how we conduct ourselves, how we're responding, how we, you know, is a dog biting back? Is it behaving? I don't know. You know, it's like, and here's another thing I want to say. It's like, we're allowed to be angry. We're allowed to be upset. We're allowed to have rage. We're allowed to have fits. It's just how we're communicating with other people. Okay, and because Mars is going to be squaring Jupiter, this is about abundance, and Pluto about transformation, and Saturn, this is our karmic lessons. Okay, so all of this being in your 12th house, again, this is like, there's a great amount of change that's coming, and especially in this regard of communicating with anger, communicating with frustration, communicating because you don't like the answer you received. Okay, the universe is asking us to shape up right now. It's another reason why Saturn is home in Capricorn. Shape up, get it together. It's like, I don't care if the whole world's falling apart. You have a responsibility. It doesn't matter if everybody else is hitting each other in the head, you know, and that's the new game. It's like, no, you know better than that. Doesn't matter what everybody else is doing. This is about you. And that's what the full moon, right? Full moon in your sign is partially highlighting. Hey, this is about me. This is me and my journey. You know, the partner's there, and I'm going to be there for the partner, and I want to be there for the other people. I want to be there for the community. But I have to have a good relationship with myself and how things are being communicated to me. You know, it's this, right? Why do we yell? We yell when we're far away from someone. We yell when we're at a great distance, okay? Why do we yell when someone's right here? It's because we're far away from ourselves. So this is part of that lesson that you know, the Capricorn energy is sharing with the Aquarian energy right now, this cardinal square, you know, Aries square to Capricorn. And it's about patience. Patience. Do we have enough patience? Are we being patient? Okay? Are we setting unrealistic expectations, deadlines that can't be met? You know, things are changing, right? And you're a fixed sign. So it's like, and then over here, you know, you've got what in the 4th house, you've got Uranus saying like, let's change all this stuff, change everything, you know, and it's like all the fixed signs are certainly feeling that right now. You know, this change. You know, you're ruled by Uranus. You want to create change. And this in your home and family, this is slow, you know, slow change is going on. But we're still feeling it because you're a fixed sign, you know. It's just like, it's like your energy, the Aquarian energy is pushed over here into Taurus, you know, which is the sign that doesn't want to change anything. And that's not saying Taurans don't want to change. That's the energy of that is necessary for the balance of the zodiac. Fixed, you know, not wavering, not changing for a good purpose, you know. And now Uranus is in there. Your planet is saying like, we got to create all this change. So there's extra work going on for the Aquarians that's like behind the scenes stuff. This is all behind the scenes. You know, and it's just like, if we're doing our daily practices, again, all this Capricorn energy, how are we daily practices? You know, because other people see how we work, other people see how we're communicating, other people see what was said to us and how we respond back. And we have the opportunity to influence that other person in a positive way or in a negative way. You know, and this is going to be an ongoing theme for the next 6 months, again, of practicing our patience. And you're an Aquarian, so you're clever when you're quick, you know, so you're like, I already see it, I just need you to see it, you know. But getting frustrated with the person that doesn't see your vision, you know, it's just, hey, we got to paint this picture a little slower. And that might not be what the Aquarian energy wants right now, but it's what the universe is suggesting. Slow it down. Okay? All right, my Aquarian friends, that's your month in a nutshell. All right. And stick around, you know, we go into all these different aspects, dive even deeper on the dailies. So have a beautiful month ahead, and we'll see you tomorrow for the dailies.